If you also don't know how to cook a perfect steak, watch this video. For cooking a perfect steak, you need to know just some tips and tricks to make an incredible steak. Cooking an incredible steak isn't that hard that you think. Today we are going to make a steak with potato puree. If you want to learn how to cook other sides, comment down below, I'll make you another video. What's going on, guys? How are you doing? My name is Shayan and today we are going to make an incredible steak. Before everything, first let's talk about the ingredients. You can also see the exact quantity of ingredients in the description. Let's go. Here we have all of our ingredients. Here we have our meat that I'm going to tell you what is it. It's a striploin steak. It has been dry aged. You can use also a normal striploin or any other meat that you like. Here we have 2 medium potatoes. Here I have 2 cloves of garlic, a little bit of rosemary and a little bit of thyme, about 2 tablespoons of butter, a little bit of heavy cream, about 3 tablespoons, salt, black pepper and olive oil. First of all, we are going to make our puree. For making our puree, we are going to peel these potatoes. Let's do it. Now here we have our potatoes. We are going to cut them into small cubes so they can cook faster. Be careful, all of the cubes should be in same size so they will cook evenly. Here we have our potatoes. We are going to add them to our saucepan. Now we are going to add water to it. We'll add water until it covers the top of our potatoes. Now we are going to season it with black pepper and salt. We are going to add about 1/3 of a teaspoon of black pepper and about a teaspoon of salt. Now we'll put the lid on and let it cook for about 15 minutes until it's cooked. After about 13 minutes, the potato is almost cooked. It just needs a few more minutes. Now we are going to add our heavy cream and let it cook for a few more minutes until it's ready. And then we are going to mash it. The second important tip is that your meat should be completely dry before seasoning it. We'll put it on a paper towel and now we'll dry it. We'll remove all of the juice that has came out of it. We'll put it on our cutting board and now we are going to season it. Now I'm going to keep the steak completely simple. We are going to season it with salt and black pepper. Now I'm going to add salt. Be generous in adding salt. We should do it for each side of our steak. Now we'll flip it and do it again. Now we have seasoned the steak. Now we are going to add olive oil to our pan. Our pan should get extremely hot. We are not going to add too much of olive oil. See, just a thin layer of olive oil in your pan. One of the most important things that you should do in cooking a steak is that your pan should be extremely hot. Now the pan is extremely hot. First we are going to take our steak. Here we have some fat. Now we are going to render the fat. Look at this, you should do it like this. You'll hold it like this until the fat renders totally and it will get a nice sear on it. Otherwise you'll have a raw fat. You'll hold it for about 30 seconds. Now as you can see, we have a little bit of golden brown color. It's ready. At this part also we have a little bit of fat, so we'll do this again to the other part. When your pan has the right temperature, you should hear the sound. Look at this. Now this side is also ready. Now we are going to make a nice crust. We'll put it in and we'll hold it for a few seconds. We'll press it. And we'll not move it. We'll let it cook until we get a nice crust. Another important tip for cooking a perfect steak is to make a perfect crust. The crust also depends to the pan's temperature. So have a nice hot pan. Still we are using extremely high heat. If you are seeing some smokes, reduce the heat a little bit. Now we'll check it if it's ready. It needs a little bit more. So look at it, now we have a nice crust. Now we are going to flip it. Now again we'll push it. For me, for making the crust, it took about 3 minutes, I think. Now we have an incredible crust on the other side also. Now we'll flip it. And we'll reduce the heat to medium. After about a few seconds, so the pan is getting a little bit cooler. Now we are going to add our butter. So we are not going to burn our butter. And then we are going to add our garlic, thyme and rosemary. Another important tip for making an incredible steak is basting it. Now we are going to baste our steak. We should do it like this. We'll take a spoon and add the butter on top of our steak. We'll repeat this again and again. We'll do this also for about a minute. By increasing and decreasing our basting, we can get our different cooks. For example, for medium rare cook, we just need about few seconds of basting. Because of my electric stove, my butter is not boiling, but it should boil. Now we'll flip it and repeat this again. Now we'll take it and put it on our cutting board. One of the most important tips of making a steak is that you should let the steak rest. I usually let the steak rest for about half the time that I've cooked it. For example, if it has took 10 minutes to cook, I let it rest for about 5 minutes. Otherwise, when you do the first cut, you're going to remove all of that juice. When the potato has cooked completely, when you put a fork in it, it goes smoothly. Now we are going to puree our potato. Now we are going to plate our steak. I'm going to add a little bit of potato puree. And then I'm going to use back of my spoon to making a design. And here we have our potato puree. Now I'm going to cut my steak. You have a nice medium. Now I'm going to put it in my plate. Nice.